Today we'll be looking at the very new presentation mode. And we'll be looking at other ways you can also present your ideas, mainly through mind maps. But we'll also be looking at task boards as well and how you can share those ideas. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up a mind map that I've created earlier. So you can see this is quite a big mind map. And let's say I'm in a situation where, I've worked hard on a mind map, or I've explored, different ideas, and I now want to present and walk through those ideas with other people. So whether I want to do it in a situation like this, for example, where I want to share my screen via Zoom, or another sharing process, this works really well. So this is a feature exclusive to Ultimate. And if you have Ultimate, you will see right down here, this little button. If you hover over it, it will show you what it does. So it's the present window. So to open this, I just need to click here. You can see at the moment, I've got all the branches added. So I'm just going to clear it all and start from scratch. So you can see exactly how we'd add different branches. So right now, this is completely clear. Now, if I only want to add a couple of the branches, let's say you only want to maybe hide like maybe half your branches, and there's only a few points that you want to walk through on that particular presentation, you can do that. So for example, if I want to add this branch and the children branches that come after it, select it first, and you'll see that right here that this button can now be used. So if you click add, this now adds the branch PR and everything that comes after it to this presentation. Likewise down here, I can say, okay, I'm going to skip these branches, but I want to add this to the presentation. So I've selected it. Now if I click add, this also gets added as well. I have a little look over here, and you know what? I'm also going to add this one. So again, exactly the same. Click on the branch so that it's selected, then click add. Now, I had some technical issues at the start of this webinar. So just to let you guys know, if you have any questions during the webinar, there is a button on your Zoom toolbar called Q&A. If you click that, you can submit questions throughout the webinar and I will answer them towards the end. This webinar is being recorded, so we will send this out to you tomorrow so you can watch it all the way through, and I'm sure we will edit that start so you don't have to watch me fumbling with those technical issues. So I'm just going to add a few more branches just to bulk up this presentation. So finally, I'm going to add this one at the very top and click add. So to present just these ideas, what I'm going to do is click Start Presenting. So this is just a warning. If you do want to present your mind map to other people, just make sure that whoever you're collaborating with is aware of that, as your mind map will get updated in real time. So if they do start adding things while you're presenting, it will alter your presentation. So make sure you've communicated with your team. So you can do that via Ayoa chat. Maybe even leave it in a comment, just to make sure. And click OK. So during the presentation, I can zoom in and zoom out. So if you're using a mouse, you can use the scroll. And if you're using the tracker pad, then you can drag out and drag in to zoom out and zoom in as you want. You can see that it's now full screen. That toolbar has now been hidden, so that's gone from view. And I can choose to just hide this completely and use these controls to move back and forth through the presentation. So now I can just focus on these ideas. So if I want to stop the presentation, I click stop, and it brings everything back into view. Now, if you want to add everything, so all of your branches, just click clear all. You can see there's this really handy button down the bottom here called add all. So rather than having to select and add every single branch, you can just click add all, and that adds the entire list. So if I want to present my whole mind map, just make sure you've got that first central idea selected. So that'll normally be number one, right at the top. Then click start presenting. And I'm going to click X. That won't stop the presentation. That will just hide this box. So you've got that full screen. And then down here, just use that button to work through and present your ideas. And you are in complete control. So you can choose, if you want to zoom in or if you want to keep, a wider view, you can do that, and you can chop and change that at any point. You've got complete control. Now, if you want to jump forward, so maybe there's a few branches that actually think, well, I'll skip that. Just click where you want to skip to. The branches before it will be open. And it just allows you to skip forward in that presentation. So you're not just stuck with having to go through every single branch. You can use this box here just to quickly jump through. And you'll see as you click on the branches, it will move the screen over to exactly where you want it to go. And if any time you want to start from scratch again, just click on number one. It will close everything for you so you can work through it again. Then I can stop presenting whenever I'm ready. So as I mentioned, this works really well in a situation like this, where you're sharing your mind map over Zoom or your video sharing. You can actually start a Ayoa Zoom call at any time if you've got Ultimate, and you can do this in the settings here. So right down the bottom, we've got start Zoom meeting or start Ayoa video meeting, and that will invite everyone you've got within this mind map into that meeting straight away. Once you're in Zoom and Ayoa video chat, you'll be able to switch to share screen, and you'll be able to share your presentation really easily. Just makes it a lot faster. Now, obviously, I can't demonstrate the Zoom integration right now, as I'm already logged into Zoom demonstrating to you. But you can see me demonstrating Ayoa over Zoom right now, so you can see how effective that presentation is. So we've got a couple of other different options. So this presentation mode works really well. Whether you are presenting to people outside of Ayoa, through Zoom, or whether you want to present, to that team that are already working on it. If you want to have a maybe more informal discussion with your team, where people can still contribute ideas, then we've got another option, and that's called live share. So if you click on the menu here and turn live share to on, this will invite everyone that is part of that mind map, so all these guys that are collaborating with you, to the live share. And what this means is you can now control the mind map and basically lead their view. So, if we zoom in a bit here, if I decide, I'm going to focus on these different ideas, it changes the view of whoever's watching. So everyone in here, if I click, if they've got it open over here, and I click on a branch over here, it moves their view over. So, if you are on, Ayoa video chat, so in a meeting here or even in Zoom, it means that you can be talking about the points that you want to make and very, very easily direct them through that. And you can stop that live share simply by clicking that button. So that's a great way of sharing and presenting ideas while still allowing people to continue collaborating. As that doesn't quite work as well in the present mode, but with the live share, you can keep adding ideas as you look at different points. We've got a very similar feature in the task board section as well. So just going to open task board we've made earlier. You can see that same menu is in task boards. So over here, you can start your Zoom meeting, start your Ayoa video meeting to get the call started. And then if you want to use the live share, then if you go into the settings, it's that gray icon here, you can turn live share on here. And you can pick and choose exactly who you want to share this live share with. So you might not want everyone included in on that meeting, so you can remove people, then just invite them. So when you've got live share on, you'll see that in this corner here. And this looks slightly different to the way it's set up in Mind Maps. So over each of your columns, you've got these little eye icons. And what that means is that if you click on that eye, that will be the column, so the category that everyone else in the live share is focused on. So, if they are looking over here, you can switch their view. So this will become central for them. Again, that's really good for facilitating meetings and making sure that everyone is literally on the same page. You're looking at the same categories, you're looking at the same tasks, and everyone understands exactly what you're talking about. And then very easy, just turn that off with stop live share. So the presentation views that I've shown you so far, so the bookmark presenter mode, the live share are really great for either showing your presentation through Zoom or through continuing presentations and collaboration with people that are already in Ayoa. But if you want to share Ayoa and your mind map with people outside of your organization, then we do have a feature called public share, which is something you can use with mind maps. So if you go back to this menu and click public sharing, you can turn that to yes, and this creates a unique link that you can copy and share with people even if they don't have Ayoa. They'll be able to see a read-only version of that mind map. If you're sharing it with people that do have Ayoa, but perhaps they're not on your subscription, perhaps you only want to have them have access to that mind map for a limited period of time, you can enable them to be able to add branches of their very own, add branch comments, or even vote on branches. We've used the public sharing really effectively in some training we've done recently. So, you could start an exercise with people external from your organization, ask them to sign up to Ayoa for free. And you can then use that mind map to, demonstrate, different ideas, but also facilitate feedback. So you could create branches that they can then add their ideas to, and even have them vote on branches that you've already created. And if you need to turn that off, you just need to go to public sharing and just turn that off. But whatever branches have been added and whatever comments have been left, they will remain on the mind map even when you turn the public share off. So, we've covered a few little different features today, different ideas of, how you can present your mind maps, how you can present your task boards, how you can lead meetings and even facilitate meetings with external clients. So what I'm going to do now is open the floor to you. Are there any questions that you have about presenting ideas in Ayoa? Is there something that you would like me to go over again? I've noticed, I think there's one or two people who joined slightly later in this webinar. So if there's anything that you've missed, would you like me to go over that again? Okay, so can the order of the topics and subtopics be rearranged directly from the presentation editor window? Yep, so if you just drag and drop, you can rearrange your presentation. Here, it's as simple as drag and drop. And of course, at any time, if you have maybe organized it in a way where you've kind of lost track, you can always just clear all and then add it all back again, and it will add it in that kind of automatic order. So it's really easy to, just stop and start again. Okay, does anyone else have any other questions, or would you like me to go over the presentation mode again? I mean, the great thing about it is it's so simple and easy to use. You literally just click on it, and it can be as easy, just add all, and you've got your presentation there. It's as easy as that. Okay, is there a way to import mind maps from different mind mapping programs? We do have an import option for mind maps created in our old software, iMindMap. So that is the .imx file type. We don't currently support imports from other mind mapping programs other than iMindMap. But if you do have iMindMap, then you can import those files by going to all boards. So all boards first, click on new, and then you can see import. So if you have lots of iMindMap files on your computer, you can just drag and drop them in there. Or if you've used the iMindMap cloud and mobile service, which is something that you can sign up to through our old iMindMap iPad and iPhone apps, you can log in through there and import any mind maps that you still have on the cloud. And once you've imported them, you can continue to edit them, and you'll be able to share them with other people and collaborate as well. So just to go through that again, click on all boards, which is on the home page, click new, and click import. So that's just for iMindMap files, so .imx. Okay, so just while I'm waiting for some other questions, just going to briefly go over other ways that you can find support from us. So we've got support guides available at support.ayoa.com. We have YouTube videos available. So that includes previously recorded webinars. So Darren, you were asking about other webinars. We've done them on mind mapping, radial maps, task boards, and they are available on our YouTube channel. And if there are any additional questions that you have, you can contact us at support@ayoa.com, and we would be happy to help. We've got a number of updates coming and updates that we've done. So we've already introduced the Zoom integration this year, and the Ayoa video chat that came out earlier this month. We've added quite a few new languages, so Korean, Japanese, and French, and we're looking to add even more languages in the new year. Our next big update will be whiteboards, which we're really excited about. So whiteboards will allow you to create really creative boards where you can add notes, you can add attachments, images, build your own flow charts, and organization charts. So if you're used to working on real life whiteboards, and that'll be something that's really useful for you. And it's just something that's a little bit different to mind mapping. So if you're in a situation where you want to communicate quite a lot, so add a lot of text or a lot of images, and the mind maps isn't quite working for that project, then the whiteboards will be perfect for you. So next week we'll be looking at what's new in Ayoa. So we'll be looking at all the different features we brought out in the last few weeks, which will include the presentation mode as well. Oh, thank you very much. So we kept it quite brief today. I mean, the presentation mode really is that simple and that easy to use. So I haven't needed to show you too much. But if there is anything else that you would like me to go through, or any other questions that you haven't been able to find the answer to, I'm just gonna allow 1 more minute for questions. And then if everyone is happy, then I will finish this webinar for today. So just a reminder that the features I've showed you today, so the present tool, the live share, the Ayoa video chats, and the Zoom integration are all Ultima exclusive features. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone else has any questions. We'll be sending out a recording of this webinar tomorrow, and if after this webinar suddenly a question comes to you, please just email us at support@ayoa.com, and we would be delighted to help. Okay, thank you ever so much for your time. I'm sorry for the technical issues at the start, and I really hope you found this webinar helpful.